I think this was probably, I'm wanting to say 13 years ago now. I had gone to surf a wave with a friend just around the corner here. It's a really good left wedge. That's really good for bodyboarding. So we drove up. I think he had been up there a week before, and he came back and he says, "You're coming with me. I'm leaving at 2 a.m. to drive back up there." So he fetched me at 2 a.m. We hit the road. We drove straight through. There was hardly a car on the road. It's about a 6.5 hour drive from Cape Town. We arrived at his place and we surfed the wedge. And then I wasn't really looking at surfing this wave at all, but it was absolutely firing. So we had parked on this hill, and I walked down onto the main road to try and get a cool lineup shot. It's really hard to see this wave from the road. It's kind of hidden, and as you can see, like there's 2 or 3 people out here, and it was just such a moment in time because there had been such heavy rain, and the mountains behind you were full of snow, and all the rivers had burst its banks. And so normally the river is down, the river mouth is about a kilometer further down over here. And this time it had burst its banks right in the corner over here and has squeezed all this water out, and there's a rock over here, and it had squeezed out and formed a sandbank that is running down here. It was actually in Geordie Smith's Bending Colours movie. He surfs the section with Tom Curran. You don't know it's there, but that was the wave. And this day we bodyboarded, and it was absolutely just perfect. Not huge, just about 4 feet, maybe 5 foot, but just ruler edge grinding on the bank. Also one of the scariest waves for sharks. This area is now almost untouchable because of the amount of sharks in the water. It had a bit of a reputation back then, but that reputation has only got way worse in recent months and years. If this wave had to form now, there would be people surfing it, but it would be incredibly risky. One story I had bodyboarded a wave, and I had come down, and you either went all the way down, but this was a huge river mouth down here. So it was deep water, and you had to kind of go in straight and then get in the deep water in the front against the land, and then let the rip take you out around the corner back up to the takeoff spot. And I'd had this last wave, I went way down, and all I remember is paddling and the sun was setting, and I was like, okay, I think I can get one more wave before dark. And I remember thinking, wow, this water is so dark here, I can't see the bottom or anything. And this thing hits my leg so hard, and I must have dropped 5 layers of skin, and I thought it was the end of me, but I looked down and all I saw was this dark shadow, but it was a log. It had obviously washed down the river, and this thing had just belted me on my leg, and I absolutely lost years of my life in that one moment. We were parking on the hill, and this wave was just grinding off in front of us, and there were these 2 Americans that had come down, and it was during the J-Bay contest time. And we were talking to them, and they were like, oh, the wave's so good, it's so cool, there's no one out. And we were like, oh, where are you going? He's like, oh, J-Bay. So we said cheers to them. Anyway, we came back, we surfed, we came back, and it had been about 2 hours. And they were back in the parking lot. And I looked at them and said, didn't you say you were just going to J-Bay? We were like, they said, J-Bay is 2 foot, side shore, 40 people out, and this is 5 foot, 3 people out, and absolutely firing. And they were like, no, we're staying here. And that's how good it was at the time. It was just a really cool moment. I'm so glad I got this photo because, as I say, this wave doesn't exist, and it's an epic memory to have. And I show this, if I had to take a photo of the place now and show you this photo, you wouldn't know it was the same place. You would say that never existed. So it's another cool story behind the frame.